He looked like the perfect husband. Charming, caring, reliable. But behind the smile was something far darker. A man who would fake illness, steal identities, and even kill, all for money. This is the chilling true story of Malcolm Webster, a man so deceptive, even his own wives didn't know they were sleeping beside a killer. You're watching True Crimes Now, where we uncover the real stories behind the world's most disturbing cases. When police first started looking into Malcolm Webster, what they found didn't make sense. On paper, Malcolm seemed like an ordinary man. Born in Surrey, England, in 1959. Son of a respected police officer. A nurse by profession. No serious criminal record. But under the surface, Malcolm Webster was hiding something much darker. Something deadly. His first wife, Claire Morris, met him in the early 1990s. Friends described Malcolm as charming, soft-spoken, and attentive. Claire, shy and sweet, quickly fell for him. Within months, they were married. Everything seemed perfect. At least, from the outside. But not long after the wedding, Claire's behavior started to change. She was constantly tired. Disoriented. Forgetful. Her family noticed but brushed it off. Maybe it was stress. Maybe it was the adjustment to married life. They didn't know Malcolm had been drugging her. On May 27, 1994, Claire and Malcolm got into their car after a quiet evening at home. They never made it to their destination. According to Malcolm, Claire had fallen asleep at the wheel, causing the car to veer off a remote Scottish road and crash into a tree. The vehicle caught fire. Malcolm claimed he tried to save her but was pushed back by the flames. By the time emergency services arrived, Claire was dead. Burned beyond recognition. Police at the scene didn't dig too deep. Malcolm had minor injuries. His story checked out. It was ruled a tragic accident. But there were signs they missed. First responders noted that Malcolm seemed oddly calm. Detached. Witnesses later recalled inconsistencies in his account. And when investigators reviewed the insurance paperwork, something jumped out. Malcolm had recently taken out a large life insurance policy on Claire, worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. He collected the payout without any issues. It wouldn't be the last time. After Claire's death, Malcolm moved around. New jobs, new towns, new women. And the pattern repeated. He would charm them, win their trust, and then slowly take control of their finances, their wills, their lives. In the early 2000s, Malcolm resurfaced in New Zealand. That's where he met Felicity Drum, a smart, successful woman who worked in healthcare. Again, Malcolm moved fast. Within a year, they were married. Felicity noticed strange things almost immediately. Malcolm was secretive about money. He insisted they both take out life insurance policies. He traveled constantly, always with some vague excuse. Then came the accidents. First, small incidents, Felicity would feel dizzy or weak for no reason. Once, she even passed out at the wheel, crashing into a tree. Malcolm was there every time, ready to help. Friends and family urged her to leave. Something was wrong, they said. Deep down, Felicity knew it too. But Malcolm was persuasive. He always had an explanation. It all came to a head in 1999. While driving together one afternoon, Malcolm swerved violently off the road. Their car rolled down a steep embankment. Miraculously, Felicity survived with minor injuries. Malcolm again played the hero, helping her from the wreck, insisting it was just another unfortunate accident. But it wasn't. It was later discovered that Malcolm had been drugging Felicity for months, planning to stage her death just like Claire's, and collect a massive insurance payout. Only this time, the plan failed. Malcolm knew the walls were closing in. He drained Felicity's bank accounts and disappeared, leaving her to deal with the financial wreckage he caused. Police in New Zealand launched an investigation. Meanwhile, Malcolm fled back to the United Kingdom under a cloud of suspicion. But he wasn't done yet. Back home, he was already setting up his next move. And his next victim. After fleeing New Zealand, Malcolm Webster laid low for a while. But not for long. In 2004, he met Simone Banerjee, a wealthy nurse from Scotland. Again, the cycle began. Malcolm was charming. Caring. He told Simone he had survived leukemia. Played the role of the devoted partner. To Simone, he seemed almost too good to be true. And he was. Behind the scenes, Malcolm was already plotting. He convinced Simone to update her will, leaving everything to him. He talked her into signing over power of attorney. He even proposed marriage. But Malcolm wasn't just after Simone's money. He wanted her dead. Investigators later uncovered that Malcolm had planned to stage yet another car crash. Same formula, drugging his victim, creating a fatal accident, cashing in. But this time, something went wrong. Simone grew suspicious. She noticed Malcolm's secret phone calls, his constant lies about money. She started digging into his past, and what she found was chilling. There were whispers about Claire Morris's death. Rumors about his time in New Zealand. Financial fraud. Disappearances. Simone realized she might be next. Terrified, she contacted police. Meanwhile, authorities had also been quietly watching Malcolm. As details of Claire's crash years earlier resurfaced, investigators started piecing it together. The life insurance payouts. The staged accidents. The drugging. Malcolm Webster wasn't just a fraudster. He was a serial killer in slow motion. In 2008, after years of gathering evidence, police finally arrested him. The trial that followed shocked the public. Prosecutors painted a chilling picture: a man who married for money, manipulated women, and killed, or tried to kill, when it suited him. For the murder of Claire Morris, the attempted murder of Felicity Drum, and his plot against Simone Banerjee, Malcolm was convicted. In 2011, he was sentenced to life in prison. But even from behind bars, Malcolm continued to deny everything. He claimed he was the real victim. That he loved all three women. That it was all just a misunderstanding. Few believed him. Today, Malcolm Webster sits in a maximum security prison in Scotland. He will likely never be released. But the damage he left behind, broken families, lost lives, stolen futures, can never truly be repaired. And even now, questions remain. Were there more victims? How many other women came close to losing their lives without even realizing it? The full extent of Malcolm Webster's crimes may never be known. Even after his conviction, the case around Malcolm Webster refused to die. More disturbing details came to light. Investigators revealed that Malcolm had tried the same deadly routine with multiple other women he dated but never married. One of them, it turned out, had narrowly escaped death. In 1997, while living briefly in the Middle East, Malcolm dated another wealthy woman. He convinced her to let him drive her car. Witnesses later said he drove erratically, almost crashing multiple times. At the time, she brushed it off as reckless behavior. Looking back, it seemed clear Malcolm might have been trying to set up another accident. But she survived, by pure luck. During the trial, police also revealed the full extent of Malcolm's lies. He hadn't just faked illnesses. He had stolen huge amounts of money through elaborate scams. In one case, he tricked colleagues into investing in fake businesses, using the money to fund his lavish lifestyle. He spent it on luxury cars, expensive suits, and flashy gifts, to lure in even more victims. One investigator described Malcolm as a man without a conscience, someone who could lie, cheat, and kill without a second thought. The jury agreed. They found him guilty on all counts. Murder of Claire Morris. Attempted murder of Felicity Drum. Attempted murder of Simone Banerjee. Fraud. Theft. The judge called him a callous, wicked criminal and said he would serve at least 30 years before even being considered for parole. But prison didn't change Malcolm Webster. According to prison officials, he remained arrogant and manipulative behind bars. He filed multiple appeals, claiming he was innocent. He harassed prison staff. At one point, he even tried to convince a fellow inmate to help him craft a new legal defense. None of it worked. His appeals were thrown out. The public had made up their mind, Malcolm Webster was where he belonged. Yet even after his conviction, new women came forward. They said Malcolm had pursued them too, promising love, future marriage, shared dreams. In each case, there was always a financial angle. Always a reason he needed access to their money. Thankfully, none of them ended up like Claire Morris. But it raised a chilling possibility. Malcolm Webster might have been hunting victims for decades without ever getting caught. Today, true crime experts describe Malcolm Webster as a rare type of killer. Not driven by rage. Not driven by impulse. Driven by pure greed, and an ability to fake love with terrifying skill. He didn't look like a monster. He looked like a husband. That's what made him so dangerous. And that's why, even now, his story continues to haunt the world.